Today, November 30th, 1 Chronicles 28, 2 Peter 2, Micah 5, and Luke 14. And as we are on the cusp of turning into the month of December, heading towards Christmas and the Christmas season, we've blown by Thanksgiving already. Micah chapter 5 is a great place to park today as we continue to read through God's Word. Let's go to Micah chapter 5. Now, keep in mind, Micah was a prophet 750 years before Jesus was born in Bethlehem. So not a couple days, not a couple of weeks or years or decades, 700 plus years. We'll start in verse 1. Muster your troops, O daughters of troops. Siege is laid against us. With a rod they strike the judge of Israel on the cheek. But you, O Bethlehem Ephratah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from of old, from ancient days. Therefore he shall give them up until the time when she who is in labor has given birth. The rest of his brothers shall return to the people of Israel. He shall stand and shepherd his flock in the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God. They shall dwell secure, for now he shall be great to the ends of the earth, and he shall be their peace. Now, verse 2, you, O Bethlehem Ephratah, who are too little among the clans of Judah. Well, what does that mean? It's a small little place, right? Bethlehem was not a thriving metropolis then, and it wouldn't be in the time of Jesus being born. But from there, from that little tiny place, that's where the Messiah will be born, whose one is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from of old, from ancient days. Seems contradictory, right? He's coming from there, but he's from the old. You're like, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible because the Messiah, the Christ, is God himself in the flesh, Jesus. And he's the Ancient of Days. He's always been. He's one with the Father and the Spirit, right? And so he's from of old, but he's coming forth as a human in Bethlehem to be ruler. Now, we know now that there was a gap from birth to ruling, and that was through the cross. And we wait for that and long for that day when Jesus will reign and rule. But until then, just think about 750 years before Jesus. It was identified the place where the Messiah would be born. And it's not insignificant. It's not a lucky guess. And if you're struggling to talk to people about Jesus, and maybe this Christmas season it'll come up and people have questions, or you can say, look, there's a book in the Old Testament, prophet Micah, and he writes, and he says this, about Bethlehem, and this relates to Jesus, the Messiah. And it wasn't written the week before or is daily news. It was hundreds of years before. And so there's something reliable to God's Word. Then maybe do a search for other prophecies about the birth of the Messiah. Now you've got some more things to strengthen your own faith and to share with others who are wondering and thinking, what's the big deal about a baby? Isn't it about Santa Claus? No, it's definitely about God's gift, the greatest gift ever, his one and only Son, who comes into the world as a baby, helpless and being raised by humans as a human, right? He's fully human, fully God all at once. And that little baby will lay down his life on the cross one day. One day he'll come back to reign and to rule. Until then, keep growing little by little.